Hello and welcome to another Marvel Snap video. Today we have a bit of a different deck that doesn't focus around a key card or a linear game plan. There is not a synergy we're working towards, but instead we're playing disruptive cards or high impact cards that let us play reactive to what the opponent is doing rather than trying to work towards our own game plan. First we have Elektra, just a great one-cost card that can remove a one-cost card from the opponent's side of the field. This can surprise win locations and combos with the Lizard that we're running to make sure that they can't cap it out and give us the -3 power. Iron Fist just has a ton of utility, lets you move cards around and get into locations that are hard to play into. Same with Nightcrawler, you can move it once, and both of those cards combo with Angela, just the best 2-cost card and one of our high impact cards we're going to be using to win a location. Then we have Medusa, who on reveal gets +2 power if it was played to the middle location. 4 power for 2 is just very efficient and will help us win some of our lanes. Scarlet Witch is a nice disruptive tool that allows us to take away locations that are good for the opponent. Since we're not really working towards any major synergy, things like Onslaught Citadel that doubles ongoing abilities, or Kamartage that doubles on reveal effects, we're going to want to turn those off so that our opponent can't take better advantage of them than we can. We then have Lizard, who's just, again, good power for its energy cost. It has a drawback, but the Elektra and our Enchantress can actually prevent the negative effect from this. Cosmo is just another great disruptive tool. On reveal abilities won't happen at this location. Great way to shut down Odin decks or locations where you don't want to be Enchantress. Enchantress is another great disruptive card. There's a lot of ongoing abilities people are relying on, such as Khazar and Blue Marvel or Devil Dinosaurs, and being able to turn those off can swing games out of nowhere. Then we have Jessica Jones, just an efficient 8-cost card. It is an on reveal, so you are going to have to be careful when playing Cosmo, because Cosmo can interrupt this, but this card is too powerful not to play. Then we have Spider-Woman, another on reveal. Afflict all enemy cards here with -1 power. This can be a large power swing in lanes that the opponent has committed a lot of cards to, and just another card to watch out for with your Cosmo in case you end up putting yourself in a position where you can't play this. And lastly, we have America Chavez, just a great 9-power push on the final turn. It improves the overall consistency of drawing our other cards earlier, and there's a chance you don't end up playing it on the final turn because you want to play something like an Enchantress and a Lizard to a location that's not full, but it gives you an option at the end. With that, let's hop into some games. Our first location is Attilan, which is going to force us to shuffle our hand on turn 3. We don't have a low-cost card to play, so this is actually going to cause us to go down in cards, which is unfortunate. Okay, but they also pass, so we're both equally impacted by this. For now, let's play the Lizard so we don't have to redraw it. Maybe we redraw into the Enchantress and can turn off our own negative ongoing ability. They go with a Colossus. Ooh, and we could turn off the location. I think that's what we want to do. Seeing a Colossus, they might have more ongoing cards coming, and it would be nice to still have our Enchantress. So let's do that. Maybe they dump a few cards, expecting to have to shuffle their hand in. So they go with 1 card, a Punisher, but this is already looking like a fantastic location for our Enchantress. We can play Jessica Jones, the Crimson Cosmos, which will be a good amount of power there. The Spider-Woman won't be able to reduce the power of Colossus. Ooh, but yeah, they fill this location with ongoing abilities. So we can go with the Spider Woman, which will be a pretty good power swing here. We don't want to reveal the Enchantress just yet. But they should give us priority going into the final turn. So we play the Spider Woman, and they're still up over us in Necrotia. But we can play the Enchantress. This will give us -1, but it takes 4 power away from them. So we can actually go Electra and Enchantress into the Crimson Cosmos. They're ahead, so if they play a blue Marvel, we might be able to interrupt it here. We'll get 3 power back on our Lizard. We'll take away their Ant-Man. Oh, I guess it could hit the Angel, but we'll still get power back on our end. We'll also be removing the Khazar buff, and this should be enough power to win Crimson Cosmos, so we're gonna snap back. If it's Spectrum, unfortunately, they will get the buff ahead of time. Oh, but it's Onslaught. So we are actually going to be able to majorly disrupt them here. And Enchantress takes the game for us. Great 8 cubes. Let's hop into another one. Our first location is Savage Land, which unfortunately fills us up with raptors. For now, we can pass. They go with a Mantis. So we could expect a Devil Dinosaur in our future. We'll pass. See them commit a few more cards. They have an Angela. Oh, and now we're drawing from each other's decks with Weird World. We can play the Sentinel. We don't want to play the Cosmo since we are anticipating an on reveal we'll want to turn off, and that will stop our Enchantress from triggering it. So we can play the Sentinel for now. That will not completely fill up our hand, and we can see what we're working with next turn. They play a Captain America to get some extra value out of their Raptors. Ooh, we pull their Iron Man, which is pretty good. So we can go with Jessica Jones into the Weird World location. They've snapped, but we have some pretty good cards to work with. Ooh, and they have a Khazar. But we will be able to play Spider-Woman, which will be a pretty good power swing over here. Strange Academy is going to move this Mantis potentially over to the Savage Land, which will end up capping them out. And either way will give them less board space to work with. Okay, and they go with the blue Marvel. We tie the location with our Spider-Woman. Okay. This location is capped out for them. When we play our Enchantress, we're going to take 3/4 power away from their side, which will give us the win by 1. It will reduce the power of the Raptors by 4. And if we play Rocket Raccoon and Nightcrawler to Strange Academy, there is a chance we come up over whatever they try to play there. Their best 1-cost play here would be a 4-power Ant-Man, which would give them the leg up here. Actually, if we play the Rocket Raccoon to Savage Land, it should ensure that we come up over them. They're likely to play a 1-cost card, and Ant-Man could actually swing this location for them, and then they could fill up Strange Academy with a lot of other cards. So let's snap back, go with the Rocket Raccoon. And Enchantress should be a surprise win for us here. Alright, so yeah, they would have overcome our power. They take out one of our Raptors, but thankfully, our Rocket Raccoon will get a buff from them having played here, and our Enchantress is going to strip a lot of power away from their board, turning off the ongoing effects they were reliant on. And that's an easy 8 cubes. Let's hop into another one. Alright, the first location is Subterranea, so now we have a bunch of rocks to deal with. For now, we'll pass. We'll hold on to our utility 1-cost cards. Alright, and Grand Central is going to put a card from each of our hands onto the board, and our hand is full of low-cost, low-impact cards, so this might be a good target for our Scarlet Witch. Let's lead with the Lizard. We could potentially Enchantress to turn it off, or use an Electra to remove a 1-cost card that they use to turn off our Lizard ability. Okay, so on-reveal effects are going to happen twice here. We don't have many beneficial on-reveal effects, so let's lead with our Cosmo and just turn this location off. This could be a chance to snap, but we don't have a lot of high-impact plays to follow it up. We'll likely go Angela into Scarlet Witch next turn. So our Cosmo reveals first because we were ahead on the board, and they just play a rock. Not entirely sure what they're doing. Possibly getting the rock out of their hand, so Grand Central has better odds of pulling an expensive card. But let's turn Grand Central off since it's not going to benefit us with these low power cards. Okay, so they go with rocks and a Wolfsbane. We're getting pretty bogged down by rocks ourselves. But we will have America Chavez to take this location. We can play Iron Fist, go with Electra, Iron Fist, then we'll actually be able to play the Chavez to here, get an extra 2 power on our Angela, but end up pushing the Chavez over to Subterranea to try and win that location. And we are still currently winning Camartage. Make it a little harder for them to cap out this location to turn off our lizard. Okay, and they play a Devil Dinosaur, which has 11 power. 13 if they choose not to play any other cards. But we'll be able to get up over the 11 by buffing up our Angela one more time. We're already winning Camartage, and this puts a lot of power in Subterranea for us. They'll have to spread pretty wide to win, and the Devil Dinosaur alone is not enough. So we push the lizard out. They end up getting up over us with the Devil Dinosaur, but we end up winning Subterranea and Camartage. Victory. Definitely a weird game with Subterranea. Seems like both of us drew a lot of the rocks, but we were able to come up over them on the left and the right here. I hope you enjoyed the games. If you have any questions or feedback for me, leave those in the comments section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, let me know if you've been trying anything similar, where you're trying to disrupt your opponent's game plan rather than working towards your own synergy. If you enjoyed the games, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.